The Himalayas are more than mountains, they're ancient titans, shrouded in myth and crowned with eternal snow. Their vastness humbles you, making you feel small yet part of something magnificent. I've always been drawn to their hidden stories, secret valleys, forgotten kingdoms, and most of all, the cliffside monasteries. These sanctuaries, perched impossibly high, pulse with peace and spirituality, their prayer flags sending silent hopes into the wind. The idea of finding them was irresistible, a quest for adventure and understanding. I wanted to walk the ancient paths of pilgrims, breathe the rarefied air, and stand in the courtyards of these silent sentinels. The Himalayas demand patience and resilience. They don't give up their secrets easily. But the promise of connecting with something ancient and profound was a call I couldn't ignore. The mountains were calling, and I was compelled to answer. The journey began on a winding road, each turn pulling me further from the familiar and deeper into the heart of the mountains. The landscape shifted from lush foothills to stark gorges, with rivers roaring below and rock faces towering above. Our guide, Tenzin, shared stories of spirits and ancient kings, weaving the land's history into every mile. Passing through remote villages, we glimpsed a life unchanged for centuries, children waving, communities thriving in the wilderness. The real immersion began on foot, following narrow trails clinging to steep hillsides. With each step, the world's noise faded, replaced by wind, birds, and the rhythm of my own breath. The higher we climbed, the more spectacular the views. Valleys patchworked with fields, peaks piercing the sky. Crossing suspension bridges draped in prayer flags, every step felt like a pilgrimage. This was more than a trek. It was a journey of devotion to the majesty around me. Each footfall brought me closer to the hidden sanctuaries I'd come to find. Our first destination was the elusive monastery of the Silent Moon, Dawa Kerpo Gompa, spoken of in hushed tones by locals. Legend says it was built by a reclusive monk, guided by a vision under a full moon, and gradually faded into legend as easier monasteries drew pilgrims away. The final approach was a series of ancient stone steps carved into the cliff, leading us skyward. Suddenly, the monastery appeared, tucked into a vast cave, its whitewashed walls blending with the mountain. Inside, the air was thick with incense and silence, murals of celestial beings fading but powerful. Ancient texts wrapped in silk lined the prayer hall, the space feeling more like a sacred vessel than a building. We met the monastery's sole guardian, an elderly monk, last of his line, his life a testament to devotion and solitude. He shared the fragile legacy of Dawa Kerpo, a sanctuary preserved by generations of caretakers. The silence here was profound, a living presence, a whisper from the past. Standing in that cave, I felt the privilege of touching a world on the edge of vanishing. The monastery of the Silent Moon was a secret, and I was honored to hear its story. The people of the Himalayas are as vital as the mountains themselves. In a hidden gompa, we met young novices, full of laughter, their crimson robes flying as they played. Their joy shattered any notion of monastic life as only solemn and severe. Lama Sonam, an elder monk, welcomed us with butter tea and stories of his journey to the monastery as a boy. He spoke of the discipline and isolation, but also the deep rewards, inner peace, purpose, and the preservation of ancient teachings. His hands moved constantly, turning a prayer wheel, thumbing mala beads, each gesture a meditation. He explained that prayer is about transforming oneself, cultivating kindness and patience. These encounters revealed a different way of being, a life of slowness, simplicity, and silence. The monks are the true heart of the Himalayas, guardians of a flame that has burned for millennia. Phugtal Gompa was the most astonishing sight, a monastery built into a cave on a sheer cliff, cascading down like a honeycomb. Reaching it was a challenge, but its isolation has preserved its spirit for centuries. The cave has been a retreat for sages for over 2 millennia, its energy infusing the rock long before the monastery was built. The structure grew organically, meditation cells, classrooms, and prayer halls clinging to the cliff, connected by ladders and narrow passages. Monks in red robes moved through this vertical village, their lives intertwined with the land. A sacred spring flowed from the cave, its water a blessing. The main temple, built around the original cave, was thick with history and the weight of countless prayers. Despite its remoteness, Phugtal is a thriving center of faith and learning, home to 70 monks and a school for local boys. It stands as a living symbol of resilience and the human drive to create sacred spaces in the most awe-inspiring places. Lingshed Monastery, less dramatic in appearance, holds a different treasure, a library of ancient texts unseen by most of the world. Once a key stop on trade routes, its prominence faded as new roads bypassed the valley. The head lama, a gentle scholar, granted us a rare glimpse of the library. Hundreds of manuscripts wrapped in silk, their pages filled with elegant Tibetan script. Some were sutras, others treatises on medicine, astrology, and philosophy. A vast archive of Himalayan knowledge. He unrolled a centuries-old Thangka painting, its colors still vibrant, each detail a map to enlightenment. These texts are more than relics. They are tools for meditation and vessels of spiritual meaning. The Lama expressed concern for their future, fragile paper and ink threatened by time and climate. Preserving them is about safeguarding a priceless record of human thought and spirituality. Lingshed's library is a reminder of the wisdom hidden in the world's quiet places. These monasteries are sanctuaries of knowledge, not just worship. What truly defines these hidden monasteries is the profound peace that envelops them. It's not just silence, but a powerful, calming energy woven from the landscape, monastic rhythm, and centuries of focused intention. Here, the mind quiets, and presence becomes effortless. The natural beauty, sunrise on snow peaks, stars like diamonds, purifies the soul, stripping away modern anxieties. Inside, the chanting of monks and the glow of butter lamps create an atmosphere of reverence and timelessness. Every ritual, every movement is a meditation, inviting you to slow down and breathe. This peace is the greatest gift these monasteries offer, a reminder that tranquility can be cultivated within. They show how our environment shapes our inner state. The soul of the mountains is peace, and in these gompas, you feel its steady heartbeat. Visiting these places brings a sense of responsibility. They are living communities, not museums, and their future is uncertain. Isolation, once their shield, now threatens them as younger generations leave and caretakers dwindle. The structures, built from mud, wood, and stone, are vulnerable to harsh weather and time. Murals fade, ancient texts deteriorate, and resources for conservation are scarce. Modernity brings both help and risk. Access can disrupt the peace that defines these sanctuaries. Preservation must respect the wishes of the monastic communities, keeping their spiritual purpose at the core. These monasteries are a legacy for all humanity, beacons of peace, wisdom, and artistic achievement. We have a duty to support their preservation, whether through funding, awareness, or advocacy. By acting as guardians from afar, we help ensure these treasures endure for generations. My Himalayan journey was more than adventure. It was a lesson in the value of slowness, silence, and seclusion. These monasteries are living sources of wisdom, showing the beauty of purpose and the resilience of tradition. The images I carry, the solitary monk, laughing novices, Phugtal's impossible architecture, are treasures more valuable than any souvenir. The spirit of the Himalayas now lives within me, a quiet source of strength and perspective. We must not let these places fade. They are vital to our shared human story. Support their preservation, contribute, learn, and share their stories. By doing so, we become part of the chain that keeps their spirit alive. Seek out hidden stories in your own world. Carry the spirit of discovery and respect with you. In keeping that spirit alive, we preserve the most beautiful parts of our own humanity.